Hey y'all, welcome back to a special edition of Hopped Up Beer Review. It is the 2023 Brewers Advent Calendar, and today we are drinking the Schwarze Bock by the Kraftbierwerkstatt out of Böblingen, Deutschland. Thanks for joining us.
Welcome to Hopped Up Beer Review, the show where we give you our unprofessional and somewhat biased opinion about the beer we are drinking and reviewing. The year is 2023, and we are rolling through the Brewers Advent Calendar 2023 here. We're back to review another beer for you, and hopefully you have this beer and you are watching along as you are drinking it and enjoying it. I've got Andy in the attic. I am Ben, and there's Jay. All out of order there, but what are we drinking today? You shut up here.
The Schwarze Bock from Kraftbierwerkstatt out of Böblingen, Deutschland, Germany. It's a Bock, as the name implies.
It's a Bock. It's a Bock, and it's Bock because we did it last year.
That is horrible.
Horrible. Who are you, my kids? Come on.
Yeah.
Gold.
Dad jokes have no power over me.
Gold. It's gold, Jerry. It's gold.
It's gold. Gold, Jerry.
Yet another Seinfeld references.
Every day you can make a Seinfeld reference. There's something that happens in your life. Cheers, mates.
Cheers,
Cheers, mates.
So, it's a Bock, the Schwarze Bock. 6.2%, 14 IBUs. It's it uses rye malt, and it's only made for this Brewers Advent Calendar, this brewery. Translated literally means the black buck. Aromas. They talked about the aromas. I can't smell it. I'm trying to taste it.
But you're not going to tell us what it is?
Yeah, you're just going to keep it to yourself?
No. I'm trying to chocolate, dried fruits, coffee. I can get some dried fruits. So if you think of like dehydrated fruits,
Maybe a
I
little
can get a little
raisin?
chocolate. Yeah, I'm trying to get.
I don't get any coffee.
I'm not getting coffee. Maybe
Which
it's
is
German
good.
coffee. I mean,
No, it's good.
I don't think I've tried German coffee, German style coffee. Ben, you look like you're about to do like the nasal, the way you smell your beer. You look like you're about to, the
You got to
neti pot or
snort that
something.
beer, Ben?
Ben's about to neti pot his beer.
That's part of the experience here, taste, aroma, neti pot.
You want to get the aromas, man? You get up in those sinuses, get the cavities.
Burn sometimes too.
So this is where this is the beer we had last year. We learned about Bocks and the origin of the Bock beer, or at least the name of the Bock beer. So translated, it means the black buck. Buck being the male of a hooved animal with horns. So the Bock style of beer originated in Einbeck, Germany, part of Bavaria. But in Munich, which was essentially the center or the main city of Bavaria, or Bayern, as I said, their accent or their dialect led to a mispronunciation of Einbeck to Önbach, which means billy goat. And so instead of being a Beck beer, this darker, style beer, which originated in Einbeck, it became to be known generally as a Bock. And so, meaning it literally translates to black buck, but it's a goat, and the buck of a goat, not like the deer that we know more when we think of bucks. So that's why when you see Bock beers, there's usually some type like a goat on the label.
It almost looks like a ram.
Yeah, that's what to me it's like, but it's just which a ram is a type of goat, essentially. So.
Yep. And this is one of the really heavy hitters in the box, is it not? I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
At what, 7.1? I think this is one of the higher ABVs across the Advent calendar.
Yeah, it's 6.2.
It's 6.2. The label that
Campbell.
Ben has is very misleading. I don't understand it. Why?
Okay.
Yeah, just don't look at that 7.1 because everything else I think is more or less correct. But
So
I got it for the logo. You got it?
the Kraftbierwerkstatt out of Büblingen, founded in 2014. So it's a younger brewery, of the Brewers Advent calendar. But there's a few newer breweries,
It's the oldest brewery in that town.
On that street.
I don't know. But interestingly enough, it's based out of Büblingen, but it's actually, and I mentioned this last year, it's a gypsy brewery. So they rent from small to medium sized breweries to actually brew their beer. And so they do 6 beers. That's all they've got on their website. They don't mention if they did note that this was only for the Brewers Advent calendar. That's the only way. The majority of their beers were in English. And so they are doing more. And this one, they say it's by the Reinheitsgebot on, the Bavarian purity law. But the others, they do some interesting craft beers, and I didn't look deeper into that or see on the labels because it didn't mention this, and I just noticed it on the can. It didn't mention on the website about the Reinheitsgebot for this one. I'm interested to see, because they're all in English. The other beers are part in German, part English. They're, and they specialize in craft beer and not traditional beer of a lot of German beer breweries. So curious.
I haven't looked to see it. I think it is the case that you can buy some of the Kalea, who is the maker of the box here. You can buy those in Germany though, right? Like obviously they make this for the US.
The majority of the ones that are in this box that we've been drinking are typical year-round releases. I mean, it's on their sites as one of their main offerings.
Yep. But I'm talking, I guess my question specifically is the Kalea stuff that you can buy. The Kalea, I mean, they have, if I remember correctly, they have several boxes you can buy.
Yeah,
that are
like
multi-packs or whatever. Yeah, but I think you can buy they don't just produce those for the U.S., right? They produce them.
Oh yeah. There's some that you can't get in the U.S. that you can get in Germany.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Or Switzerland or Austria, because Kalea is an Austrian brand, I believe.
Gotcha.
Well, I think all over, because if I'm not mistaken, I saw where they said now shipping to such and such country, and it was one that I thought was over in Southeast Asia, if I'm not mistaken. But
good for them.
Good for them.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Southeast Asians.
We have all had this beer because we did it last year. I do not remember what I gave it last year. Andy, I'm guessing you probably don't either, but Jay probably knows them all at this point. Jay, why don't you go first?
No.
Oh, you do?
Sure.
Oh, wow.
I think I do.
It's an interesting beer. Box to me or one that I haven't delved deeply into. We had some in last year's calendar. We obviously had this beer. It's good, but it's a different taste for me and different familiarity. I don't pick up on the coffee as Andy said, but the dried fruit maybe a little bit there, or chocolate. I don't know. I'm not getting it.
I think baker's chocolate.
Yeah, maybe. I like it. I think I'm going to go with the 7.5. It's refreshing, and it's not overly heavy, like a stout or a porter. So I like that aspect of it. It's got great flavor. I really get into the German beers. So
All right. Andy in said attic, sir, what say you?
It's really good. I liked it last year. I like it this year. It's got that, a little that malt character to it, but it's not too sweet, syrupy malt that some US box can go to. It seems like a warmer weather beer to me. But it's, I mean, not warmer, excuse me, colder weather beer to keep you warm. But it's really good, and I'm glad they threw this one in there. Even though we're trying it again, and we always like to try new beers to review, but I'm glad this one got thrown in there in the midst of all the Hellas that we get. I give this an 8.0. Solid beer for me.
All right. Yeah, we do find that the box is heavy on the Hellas side, and I mean, I guess we can all discuss why that might be, but doesn't really matter for this show because we're talking about the beer. But I'll agree with you guys. I mean, I think it's the malt flavor definitely comes through. I don't get chocolate. I don't get dried fruit in the taste. I don't get coffee. Maybe if I stretch it a little bit, I like I said, maybe pull out some raisin, that dried fruit on the nose, but I don't know that I would have pulled that out without the suggestion of the dried fruit to begin with. I do, it definitely, though, on the nose for me, it definitely has a very biscuity, boozy type, aroma. But when you taste, like when I drink the beer, it's not boozy at all. I mean, I think I compare it a little bit to, maybe some of the barrel aged just on the nose.
Yeah, I can see where you get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that comes through a little bit for me on the nose, but on the flavor side, when you're actually drinking it, I don't get that necessarily.
Sugars in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think though, Andy, the one thing I was going to say about it that you already mentioned was, yeah, this is a sit by the fire, cold night outside, and maybe the attic is a little chilly. You are having this one to speak of and a half. So I do like this one though a lot. I think it's got great flavor. It's definitely a good mix, in the calendar to get away from some of the Hellas. So 8.0 is my score. I think it's a good one. And it's given that if this is only available in the brewer's advent calendar, I mean, this would be a beer for me that would cause me, if I see this again, to go buy another one, right? There's a few beers in here that I would definitely buy a full box in hopes that I got the beers, and this would be one of them. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a handful.
Lottery? Yeah,
it's going to be a handful. I'm not like if it's this beer and 23 Hellas, that are all about the same, then maybe not. But there's about 5 or 6 beers in here that we have that are really, really good to me. That I would buy that, and I'd buy it for the Hellas, mixed in as well. So that's going to be a 7.8 for the Schwarze Bock. Definitely one I think we have enjoyed out of our Brewers Advent calendar for the last couple of years here. If you are drinking this beer, let us know down in the comments, what do you think about it? What would you give it on a 10-point scale? Would you agree with us or would you not? Those are all questions we want to know. If you have made it this far, be sure to like, subscribe, cheers that notification bell. Check us out on all the social medias down below. Also, come by and say hey in our Hopped Up Beer Review Discord server. It is a chat room. You can find the link for that down in the description. Go download Discord and come say hey and chat about the Brewers Advent Calendar for this year. We would be happy to do that. And you can chat with us and the others who have joined us. Lastly, if you're interested in any Hopped Up Beer Review merch, Jay is showing off some there. We've got some other stuff as well. But this is the perfect time of year to go get you something that your loved one is guaranteed to enjoy, and put it in their stocking, put it under the tree, whatever you need to do there. They're definitely going to enjoy it. They may not know who we are, but it's a good way for you to introduce them to Hopped Up Beer Review. With that, for Jay and Andy in the attic, I am Ben. Thanks for checking out this video. Cheers, mates.
Cheers, mates.